Hey everybody, this is Lone Wolf Rider here, bringing you a quick sports update. What do I mean by that? I mean, there are sports happening, but I give you baseball because, oh well. And I'll just say this, college football games are easier to cover when they're Thursday and Friday games because it's a good handful instead of just a load. And in baseball, if your elimination number is 5 or less, you're done in my book. So when I read the standings, if I talk about a team that's still in it, well, you're a little bit surprised, aren't you? Okay, here we go, folks. In college football today, at 3 p.m. in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, at BB&T Field, North Carolina faces Wake Forest, where Wake Forest is favored. Kansas faces Boston College at Alumni Stadium in Chestnut Hill. Boston College is favored by 20.5. And number 20, Washington State plays Houston at Energy Stadium in the Advocare Texas kickoff, where Washington State is favored by 9.5. In the divisional standings, the New York Yankees are up 10 games on the Rays, who are 5 games away from being eliminated. So essentially, the Yankees just got to go on a 5-game winning streak and win. That's all they got to do to clinch their first division title in a little while. I can't remember the last time they won a divisional title. Boston, Toronto, and Baltimore have been eliminated from the running. In the American League Central, Cleveland is 3.5 games behind Minnesota. The White Sox, the Royals, and the Tigers have all been eliminated. In the American League West, Oakland is 7.5 games behind the Astros, whose magic number is 8. So they're in that danger zone. The Rangers, the Angels, and the Mariners have all been eliminated. In the National League East, the Braves hold an 8.5 game lead on the Nationals, a 14 game lead on the Mets and the Phillies. Their magic number is 8, but the Mets and Phillies are at 2 before they're eliminated, like the Marlins, who are looking pretty bad this year. The Cardinals hold a 4 game lead on the Cubs and Brewers. That might be an interesting one to watch, folks. An interesting division to watch. Cincinnati is still in it somehow, 14.5 out, but their number is 2, so they're basically done, like Pittsburgh. And of course, on Tuesday, September 10th, the Dodgers clinched their 7th consecutive National League Western Division title, and if they keep this up, they'll probably face off against the wild card game winner. Speaking of the wild card, in that sense, there are 3 teams fighting for 2 spots. The Athletics hold a half-game lead over the Rays, who hold a half-game lead themselves over the Indians. Boston is 6 games out. Texas is 2 games out. The Angels, White Sox, Mariners, Blue Jays, Royals, Orioles, and Tigers have all been eliminated from the wild card contention. Essentially, their season's over. In the National League, there are 3 teams that are on the outside looking in for that second wild card spot, and there are 3 teams fighting to be in that second wild card spot. Well, in the wild card game, the Nationals are pretty much sitting pretty, 3.5 up on the Brewers and the Cubs, but the Brewers and the Cubs are tied for the second playoff spot. The wild card spot. Mets, Phillies, and Diamondbacks are still fighting, whereas the Giants, Padres, Reds, and Pirates are basically done, and they'll join Colorado and Miami. Okay, so what if the season ended today? We'd have a playoff game between the Cubs and Brewers for the second wildcard spot, except this time, loser goes home, winner faces the Nationals. And then the winner of that game, the wildcard game, will face the Dodgers, while the Braves face the Cardinals and what's could be considered the infield fly game. The Twins face the Astros. So Twins fans are like, we don't have to face the Yankees. While the Yankees face off against either Oakland or Tampa Bay. That's the sports update. I like to keep it under 5 minutes. I hope I did good. Thank you. Enjoy your day.